I'm Kyle Busch here, and like all our guests, he'll join us here on the Subway Fresh Take Hotline.
NASCAR's Ford Championship Weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway is November 14th through the 16th. For ticket packages and information, you visit homesteadmiamispeedway.com or you call 866-409-RACE. Thank you for joining us, Kyle. How would you explain to somebody what it was like growing up in your family? Because it had to be kind of nuts, right?
Yeah, kind of, maybe not really, but all in all, it was a good experience. And growing up in Vegas is probably quite a bit different than elsewhere for being a racing community or a racing town. But it worked out for the best, where my brother and I were able to get our start and end up where we are today in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. So certainly it was a good lifestyle change.
What was the most memorable brother fight that you guys had? You guys had to have good brother fights, no?
Oh, yeah. There was definitely times where, it came down to maybe a little throwing match or screaming match, whatever. But I really can't remember the exact subject it might have been over. So all in all, it's just no different than any other brothers, I'd say.
But, Kyle, you're always fighting.
I am?
You're not?
Not that I know of.
You haven't fought with a bunch of people like Kevin Harvick and that old guy that you fought, Childress?
Yeah, all right. Well, just keep bringing them up. Who else you got?
Well, okay. No, that's my list. But it's a lot with Harvick. It's right. It's not one or two with Harvick. It's a lot with Harvick. No?
I don't know.
All right, Kyle, good talking to you. We're done here. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
This is the Dan LeBatard Show on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Thanks to Kyle Busch, who joined us last segment on the Subway Fresh Take Hotline. That was Fresh Take Hotline.
What just happened there?
A minor stroke.
Texters are confused. We've confused people in multiple languages. Somebody writes in, ¿Qué acaba de pasar? What just happened? Kyle Busch came by the show, and it did not go well. And many of you are torn. You seem torn on who is right and who is wrong here. A texter writes in, ESPN can't be happy with your antagonistic interview style. That wasn't antagonistic. I just got fed up that he didn't want to answer the questions.
Right.
Texter writes in, please don't apologize. He deserved that. LeBatard, your head is getting really big, too big. You aren't and never will be bigger than the guests. So people are torn. He wasn't having it.
No, he wasn't.
He fought that guy Childress, who's 65 years old, and took off his wristwatch in a gangster move before starting the fight.
You're not going to get his first name right this entire show, are you?
Richard?
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
And didn't he put Busch in a headlock?
Yeah, the 65-year-old Richard Childress took off his wristwatch, I guess rolled up his sleeves, put Busch in a headlock, and proceeded to whomp him. This is from the 2011 Sports Center NASCAR hit that I watched on YouTube.
Now, hearing it back, how do you feel about your performance there? Do you feel like you're partly responsible at all? I mean, you're a great interviewer, but you went right in on the fighting stuff.
No, I didn't go right in on the fighting stuff. I just wanted to ask him how he grew up, and I guess he got put off by saying it was kind of crazy the way that he grew up, but I imagine it kind of be crazy because they're 6 years old and going 100 miles an hour. That's what I meant by that, but I think he might have taken that wrong.
Well, you buttered him up. Like, what's interesting about Kyle Busch is that he's crazy and that he gets into a lot of fights, and I thought you brought that up in the best possible way.
I ask brother fights all the time on television because everyone loves telling the fights with their brothers, but I guess he's got a reputation as a hothead, and he doesn't like it, so that's the way you eliminate the reputation of you're a hothead. You refuse to answer questions.
Well, he's one.
I never fight.
He's the person that made it contentious. What else you got? Sort of challenging you and your NASCAR
He was
knowledge.
challenging me to a fight.
He called your bluff though, because you had nothing.
Yeah,
else.
I had nothing after Children.
But Dan's saying that he's always fighting, and just doing the show with Dan for as long as I've been doing it, Mike, same as you. He usually comes in with some softer stuff and then opens him up and then gets to the fighting.
I did ask the family stuff. That did start with the soft stuff. You're blaming me.
No, that is soft. What? And it's a perfect transition. It's actually well done by Dan because it's buttering him up.
Brother fights. All right.
And now that we're on fights.
All right, but hold on a second. All right, we'll let the audience decide who was more wrong. Maybe there's plenty of wrong to spread around here. Maybe there's plenty of wrong.